About a year ago, I was talking to one of the most exceptional people I've known in my life, my own personal hero, IPS officer Shri Atul Karwal. And we were discussing one of the biggest accomplishments that anybody can have as an IPS officer. He scaled Mount Everest. In fact, he was the first person to ever do that. Now, you might think, okay, the story is about Mount Everest. No, that's not the story. The story is how he prepared for it. Because the way we go about preparing for these expeditions, especially if it's Everest, before that, people would spend years and years mountaineering and climbing other peaks. And then finally, when they are at their peak, they will try to scale Mount Everest. And in case of Sri Karwal, his first major climb was Mount Everest. The first was the biggest, one of the most challenging tasks anybody can take up. And the question is how he did that. Now you'd imagine that for that he would have spent maybe years spending time in Nepal or in the Himalayas, in the northern region. And the funny fact is, for a big part of his preparation, when he was preparing, he was in Ahmedabad. He was working a full-time job as a senior IPS officer, managing law and order. And in the midst of that, he prepared for this expedition. And now you might think, okay, but how would prepare for that in Ahmedabad? You need mountains. And that is the story. How he, in some sense, how he brought Himalayas to Ahmedabad. This is what he told me. So for this, he was already very fit, but he needed to build his endurance. He had to have the ability to be able to climb with the heavy weight on his back for hours and hours. And this is what he would do. Once or twice a week, when he would come back from work, he would have early dinner and go to sleep maybe around 8:30, and then wake up after maybe 2-3 hours. And then he had a backpack filled with sand, 25 kgs, like weight, 25 kgs ready. He would put on the backpack, maybe a few bottles of water. So total about 27, 28 kgs, all right? And with that, with the full trekking gear, including trekking shoes and the trekking pole, everything, he would start walking. And he would walk from 12 o'clock at night to around 5:36 in the morning. And around 6:30, after walking for 6 hours with that heavy weight, he would come back, take a shower, go to sleep for some time, for a couple of hours, wake up, and 9 o'clock, he would be back in office working a full-time job, a busy job as an IPS officer. When he had to have this experience of climbing up and down, he found some tall buildings in Ahmedabad. And again, with a heavy backpack, he would just climb up and down. That was his mountain, that was his Himalaya. What I want to ask you is, think about what is your Mount Everest? What is the challenge that you want to take up? What is that you want to achieve? And when you try to think about that, your mind says, oh, I can't do that. I can't do that because I don't have time. I'm too busy. I need these conditions to be satisfied. If I were in this place, if I was in this situation in my life, I would do that. But right now, my situation is not right. And what I want to tell you is that the situation is not right because we are not thinking right. If we can bring Himalayas to Ahmedabad, we can overcome any challenge. We can kill and beat any excuse. So pick up your Mount Everest, find your challenge, and then figure out what is the excuse. What is it that your mind says, why can't I achieve that? And then find a way to kill that excuse, because only then all the good things happen. I hope you enjoyed this story and enjoyed this video. If you did, subscribe to this channel, and I look forward to seeing you next video again. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.